We do want to kick things off with Greg as we talk about what we are seeing right this moment, Greg, because we know it might change later on.
Yeah, it's going to change a little bit later on. We'll talk more about that snow that will mix in with the widespread rain that we're seeing across. Anywhere you go across the Metroplex, for the most part across North Texas, you're going to run into some wet weather out there for today. The rain is widespread, and it's going to be and has been heavy at times. So let's go to radar here for you right now. You can see the heavier showers pushing up into northern parts of Denton and Collin counties right now. So they moved over Tarrant County around Louisville. You picked up some heavy rain, but as we zoom in on that area from Denton up towards Sanger, and that's over toward Aubrey and Pilot Point, you're picking up some heavier rain there. So this is what we're going to have, some pockets of some heavier downpours, maybe even some embedded thunderstorms at times. And as we zoom out, looking at all of North Texas, look how widespread the rain is here this morning. So again, anywhere you go, we're going to have some rain to deal with. All the wintry weather right now, you see the white here on the radar. That's the snow. That's still well out toward west of Wichita Falls, in fact, right now. But again, as we go through the morning, heading toward the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see maybe that transition over to all snow, perhaps at times in our northwestern counties. In the meantime, it is going to be wet. It is going to be chilly as well, 43 degrees as we take you out to our Fort Worth shower cam, feeling like it's 39 out there right now, but everyone in the lower 40s. So we're well above freezing this morning, 43 in Denton along with McKinney, and looking at 45 as we head out to Terrell. So here's a quick look at our timecast heading toward the afternoon. Certainly going to be a very wet morning commute. We'll get some wet snow mixed in from time to time. So the road's going to be a little bit slushy, especially up along the Red River down into Wise and Denton counties as we head toward 3 o'clock here this afternoon. And we'll talk more in detail about that. So be prepared for that widespread rainy weather across North Texas. Those showers, some isolated thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon, especially in our eastern and southern counties, and those temperatures holding steady in the low 40s. So we'll have the snow mixed in. We'll talk more in detail about that for you coming up here in just a bit. Yes, lots of wet roads, and that usually means lots of problems out there for traffic. Let's get up to the shop.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. And I actually wanted to show folks those problems, but it looks like I'm having some issues with my text.cam. 6:02 on the clock, folks. One of those new issues that we have run into in the Tarrant County area, White Settlement, actually. West Loop 820 northbound right at Silver Creek. That left lane currently blocked. TxDOT actually got fairly detailed describing what went down with this incident. As far as delays, I'm not seeing any of that thus far. Now, if you're headed to the airport, one other issue that I wanted to make mention of is eastbound 121 right at Menace. It's on the airport freeway. The good news about that problem, it has been moved over to the right shoulder. So that one is not causing any major delays. But again, as Greg mentioned just before he got off there here, the roads are slick. So it's certainly going to cause you some issues this morning. In fact, I want to show you those weather conditions over our traffic maps this morning so you can just see over the next few hours what you're going to be dealing with as you get ready to head out. If you can leave sooner, obviously, that's what I would recommend to you this morning. Now, you can see some of those triangles kind of in the middle part of our map there along I-35E headed northbound. I know my colleague Chris Sadeghi has been up in the Denton County area. Chris, where are you right now and what are you seeing up your way?
Well, Tashara, you mentioned 121. That's where we're at. We're passing kind of through the colony right now. The whole time we've been on the roads this morning, starting in downtown Dallas, going up to Denton County, it has been raining the entire time. Not much of a break at all. The roads very wet. We know that TxDOT said that they would be pre-treating the roads on the major highways and also the overpasses. Now, fortunately, at least where we're at, we have not seen any of that winter weather. So no ice, no snow, nothing like that. However, the roads still get slick even when they're wet. So we're not even into the thick of the rush hour yet. You'll want to leave plenty of time as you're heading off on your morning commute. And Mariel Ruiz, we've been looking at Twitter, and it looks like across the state of Texas, they're preparing for conditions that could be even worse than what we're seeing right now.
Absolutely, Chris. And I'm showing you one of those examples. You know, what you're seeing is what it will be the trend most of the day for North Texas. But to the west, this same system is impacting in a very different way. This is a look out of Lubbock. KLBK sent us this one. It's a station out in Lubbock, and this is showing some of that fluffy snow. You can see the ground covered in snow this morning. A different site in El Paso overnight. They did see a little bit of that flurry action. This is a different part of the system, kind of on the outer edge of this. And this kind of snow is that really fluffy snow. The conditions are just perfect for that there. But those advisories extend into the Permian Basin, north of the Big Country, into the Panhandle as well, where there are winter storm warnings as impacts are expected to be a bit heavier there than they are here. And that area will continue to see the snow from Amarillo to Lubbock into the northern Permian Basin, West Texas there, as well as a few thunderstorms, not just for central but southeast Texas. As the system develops, it moves to the east. It's going to bring in some strong storms across southeast Texas, including Houston. That's where we see an enhanced risk for severe weather. That's a level 3 out of 5 for not just damaging winds, but also the potential for tornadoes. And that extends into areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, right along the Gulf Coast. Mark?
Okay, thank you, Marielle. And a reminder, download the WFAA app before you leave the house this morning so you can follow the radar on the go. Make sure to turn on those alerts as well for up-to-the-minute updates.